Chapter 6. Business Competition and Antitrust. Business competition and antitrust law aim to maintain a healthy market structure, prevent monopolistic practices, and protect consumers from the negative effects of excessive market power. These regulations are designed to promote fair competition by ensuring that businesses compete based on quality, innovation, and efficiency, rather than through practices that harm competitors or consumers. Business law literature emphasizes that antitrust law does not prohibit market dominance itself. Instead, it prohibits the abuse of a dominant position that restricts or distorts competition. In a competitive market economy, companies are encouraged to grow and become successful. However, when a firm gains substantial control over a market, it must ensure that its power is not used in ways that suppress competition or exploit consumers. Therefore, antitrust law plays a crucial role in maintaining balance between business growth and market fairness. In addition to protecting competitors, competition law also aims to safeguard consumer welfare. When markets remain competitive, consumers benefit from better product quality, lower prices, and greater innovation. Without effective antitrust regulations, dominant firms might manipulate market conditions to maximize profits at the expense of consumer interests. Rules against monopolies. Regulations concerning monopolies focus on preventing and supervising practices that lead to unreasonable market control. A monopoly becomes a legal issue when a company uses its market power to set non-competitive or excessive prices, limit production, create barriers to entry that prevent new competitors from entering the market. In many jurisdictions, the abuse of a dominant position is prohibited. Examples include predatory pricing, or selling below cost to eliminate competitors, tying arrangements, or requiring customers to purchase additional products as a condition of sale, exclusive distribution agreements that block competitors' access to the market. The primary objective of these regulations is to balance freedom of enterprise with the protection of a competitive market structure. Regulators generally assess market dominance by examining factors such as market share, control over key resources, technological advantages, and the ability of other firms to compete effectively. Anti-competitive agreements. Competition law also prohibits anti-competitive agreements. These agreements may occur horizontally between companies operating at the same market level, such as competitors. Vertically, between companies at different levels of the supply chain, such as producer and distributor. Serious violations include price fixing or cartel agreements, market allocation or dividing territories or customers, output restriction or limiting production to manipulate prices. Business law journals often describe such practices as per se violations. This means they are considered inherently illegal without the need to prove their actual negative impact on the market, because their harmful nature to competition is obvious. Anti-competitive agreements can significantly undermine the efficiency of free markets. When firms secretly coordinate their behavior, competition is reduced and consumers may face higher prices and fewer choices. As a result, governments around the world impose strict penalties on cartel activities to deter companies from engaging in such unlawful cooperation. Mergers and acquisitions. The supervision of mergers and acquisitions, or M&A, is another important component of antitrust law. Although mergers can improve efficiency and create business synergies, large corporate combinations may significantly reduce competition in the market. Therefore, many countries require pre-merger notification, government approval when transaction values or market share exceed certain thresholds. Competition authorities assess whether a merger is likely to create or strengthen a dominant position that harms consumers. If a merger poses competitive risks, authorities may reject the transaction, approve it with conditions, such as asset divestiture, impose behavioral restrictions on the merged entity. Regulatory review of mergers helps ensure that corporate consolidation does not reduce consumer choice or create unfair market advantages. In some cases, regulators may require companies to sell certain business units or maintain open access to essential infrastructure to preserve competition. Enforcement and contemporary challenges. Competition law is typically enforced through administrative sanctions, substantial financial fines, annulment of unlawful agreements, criminal sanctions in certain cases. In addition, injured parties may file civil lawsuits seeking damages. In the context of globalization and the digital economy, antitrust issues have become increasingly complex, especially concerning large technology companies that control data and digital platforms. As a result, business law scholarship continues to develop analytical approaches that balance the promotion of innovation with the protection of competitive market structures.
Okay, see you on the top.
Yes.